good.
Thank you very much.
Really, really good.
I appreciate it.
So you
Back
worked,
at you.
well, I will take
Come
that,
on,
especially
Red.
coming from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, you've worked on numerous projects, but
Yeah.
I want to tap into what has your experience been like being a part of this particular series, especially with it being the second project I believe that you've worked on with Dan Fogelman.
Yeah, second project was Fogelman.
Yeah.
First was great. Second has been just
Bananas.
as great. Just as great, man. Because we're still shooting our podcast, me, Chris Sullivan, Mandy Moore, and still just reliving the joy that was This Is Us.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that and now have a new experience that is just as fruitful with a brand new cast, you know what I'm saying? Love me some Marsden, love me some Julianne, Sarah Shahi, Chris Marshall, John Beavers, Nicole Bryden Bloom. Everybody is so dope.
Yeah.
I feel like God is saying, I'm doing something right. That's what it feels like. When you get a chance to go from blessing to blessing. That's what it feels like.
Oh, wow. Do you feel like that comes with more wisdom, maturity, more tenacity, more patience?
That's a really good question.
My
moms used to say, if you put God first, you don't have to work as hard and you can be as blessed. But it's a matter of where you're putting your priorities, right?
Yeah.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Yeah.
And so I try. I fall. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I do try to give honor and glory to the Most High.
Do you find that difficult to do out here in Hollywood?
Not really. It's the city of angels. I think a lot of people have the idea that this is just Sodom and Gomorrah or whatnot. But there's a lot of churches, you know what I'm saying, in the city of angels. And actually, I think because I got fame a little bit later on in life, and I had kids before anything started really popped off, that part of Hollywood has never really appealed to me. It's always just been about the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of the work, I know you have to get off this carpet, and I appreciate you chatting with me.
No worries.
Episode 4, you know I have to ask about this nudity scene.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
It got my man.
What is your question? You have to ask the question first.
Listen, first of all, let me ask, do I have permission to ask the question?
You can ask whatever you need to ask. Go ahead.
What was it like tapping into that scene? Do you find...
You said tapping into?
Jesus. You know what, Sterling.
What was it like to tap into that scene?
Like tapping into the scene and living it out?
Okay, so this is the weird thing that you have to understand as an actor.
Yes.
Each scene, you're just trying to do your job.
Yeah.
Some scenes it looks like I have to shoot somebody, so in my mind I'm like, I have to kill you.
Yeah.
Some scenes I have to tap you, and I have to be like, I got to tap you. I just try to play the scenes.
Honestly, I really have 2-3 more questions, but you have to go.
Do I have to go? Okay.
You have to go. What is one secret that you have never shared with anybody? I would be the first to know right now before this interview goes live tomorrow.
I'm not gonna tell nobody no secret I never shared with anybody. Okay, no, because I would have. Anything that I would say to you right now, I've said to somebody else.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of, is there anything? Today, I watched my son dance on stage. And this is the first time I'm saying this. I think he actually will be an actor. I think Amari Michael Ryan Christian Brown, when he grows up, will wind up doing something in the performance space. And I don't think I've ever said that out loud. And it's not that I wish that he does it or wish that he doesn't do it. But I think me and Amari are going to wind up doing something together one day.
That's deep.
Yeah.
This interview goes down in history.
There you go.
Thank you so much, Sterling.